Alrighty, and we are live. So, guys, I wanted to share. Let me put some music on. No, never mind. I wanted to share a story with you about the Emet Media team and our Emet Academy. And here's the thing: the reason I wanted to do it was I put out a post this morning about some of the photos and some of the stuff we've done with the Emmet Media team. And I know many of you who have been to competitions have met them, whether that was in South Africa or Algeria and hopefully in a few other international places. I wanted to share with you a little bit of a background as to how we came about with Emmet Media and tell you a little bit more about our Emmet Academy. When I first started Emmet, it started as a gym. And after a couple of years, I was training a rugby coach. And he was from a high school called Queen's High School in Johannesburg. And he said, could I come over and train a couple of his standard eight, I think that's grade 10 rugby boys? I said, with pleasure. Got hold of our suppliers. We got some extra equipment, came down with the supplies to the school, and we put on a very intense training session for these young athletes. And I was really impressed with their resilience, with their tenacity, and with their determination. They really put everything into that training session. And we did this one or two more times. I think on the second or third session, there was a group of guys that approached me and they said, "Hey coach, can we come and train with you at the gym? We don't have facilities at our school." They literally didn't have any real strength and conditioning stuff, particularly no powerlifting equipment. Said with pleasure. And I would meet them at my gym, and the guys would walk from their high school, which was in Bears Valley, to my gym, which was in Glen Hazel at the time, over Linksfield Ridge. So that's a substantial walk. I think it was probably about 8 Ks. It's a pretty long walk, but it's uphill, it's winding downhill, and the guys would always arrive at training and would really put every effort into their training and into their workout. One day, I'm on my way to the gym to meet the guys to train them. And bear in mind, these are young guys in standard eight or grade 10, I think it's called here nowadays. I'm old. We call it standard eight. And there was a massive thunderstorm. Now, for those who don't live in Johannesburg and don't know Highveld thunderstorms, they're renowned for massive amounts of rain, lightning, thunder, very strong winds. And there was a huge downpour. And said to myself on the way to the gym, there's no way that these guys are going to be at the gym. They would have been sensible, like I would have done, and turned back and gone home. But this weather was just out of hand. To my surprise, I got to the gym and I was going to the bathroom, and I walked around the corner to where the stairs for the building were and the bathrooms were, and the guys were all sitting there on the stairs in their training clothes, sopping wet, trying to dry their school uniforms that they had walked in on the stairs and on the railings. And I thought to myself, wow, this is incredible. These guys have shown up and put in this effort. They didn't turn back. I would have turned back. And I sort of got an understanding of what the training was meaning to them. And in my discussions with them, they said, Coach, the reason we do this is because this is our shot. This is an opportunity. We do well at rugby and we're competing with other kids, though, for scholarships and bursaries at universities, at other high schools. And it was a big challenge for them because they had the technical skills on the rugby, but they were lacking the strength and conditioning work. Despite, and I must say this, despite the best efforts of this amazing school, it's really an amazing school, but we had fully equipped powerlifting gyms and the expertise to teach them powerlifting. So I'm very proud to say that several of our guys went on to get bursaries for Parktown Boys and went to play rugby there. And the biggest thing for them that made a profound difference is the fact that they were able to get all of their schooling paid for, their uniforms and everything. But the biggest thing in all of this was that they got 3 meals a day, and that burden was off their family, off their parents, if they had both or one of their single parents. So everything was covered, but they got 3 meals a day. And when they told me that, it had a profound effect on me. And that's when I decided I'm starting the academy, because I grew up in school, I was bullied, and I hate bullying. That's why I went into martial arts and I went to work really hard. And I learned to become very dangerous so that no one could bully me anymore. I also don't like financial bullying. And I saw the system, how it was set up with the best intentions. It was still not allowing amazing young athletes like this, with all the drive, all the determination, all the commitment, the willingness to walk through thunderstorms to get to a gym so they can do a training session. And they didn't have the resources available. So we set up the academy with a view to training young athletes and enabling them to have access to the best coaching, hopefully the best, I mean, me, but the best that I could give, and very best equipment. And we had great success with that. Many of our guys went on, they got school bursaries, they got university bursaries, some of them, or scholarships, I think it's called. And we were really, really proud of them and their performance. When these guys started to leave high school, there became an opportunity to bring them into the gym and to train them as coaches, because there were no employment prospects for them. They weren't able to afford to go to university or to do anything further. So I said to them, come to the gym and I'm going to train you as coaches. And that's how our Emet coaches started. And then we started to send them off to our corporate clients. They trained our private clients, and that worked really well. Now, on to Emet Media. And how did our company start that you see today, producing these podcasts, these interviews, live streaming sports events, all of these amazing things? How did that start? The pandemic hit. We had to shut down the physical gym. 70% of our business was corporate. 70% of our business was wiped out in one single day. Had to feed my coaches, had to find a way to keep the business going. So we got the guys mobile phones, we got them data packages, and we set them online training sessions on Facebook and on Instagram, I think on social media. And I went out to source international clients that we could train, because everybody was locked at home. Fortunately, in the years leading up to that, I had a lot of international military and medical students and doctors coming to train at our gym when they were in South Africa for trauma training at Barra and at the Gen, which are two big hospitals in Johannesburg. Anyone who's been in the medical space in Europe, Australia, the US, they'll know about coming to South Africa for trauma training because of the events that people go through that doctors are exposed to. So now we grew to 15 countries in a very short period of time. We were working at all different times of the day, and it was going very well. And then gyms opened and everybody went back to gym, and our online business dropped. We had all of this equipment and this new expertise and skill set. So we started to offer to the South African powerlifting community that we'll live stream. We started with webcams, we started live streaming the competitions. We wanted to support this incredible sport of powerlifting in our country and in our community, and help grow awareness of it. The gyms have gotten hammered by everyone being in lockdown and not being able to train. So now we started to do the streaming, and we grew and grew. And what I did was I took our coaches who were working with us, and we put them into the stream team and started to develop them. And all of this work and training was done through our Emet Academy, which was set up to develop and train young athletes, to give them the opportunity to perform as well as they can, to become the very best versions of themselves, so that they can compete on a relatively equal footing for bursaries and scholarships, that they could have the opportunity to go to a school with greater facilities, to university, and hopefully get a better foot up in life. The whole point of our academy was to empower athletes to perform at their best, and also then to train and develop coaches with a view of either they stay with us and work with us, or they go on their own and start their own businesses, their own gyms, or to go on their own and join other gyms. And we've had great success with that. Excuse me for a second. And the value of that has been also now carried through to our streaming division. We live stream sports events, we live stream, we've done book launches, we're going to do an arm wrestling competition, we do podcasts, we've done podcasts for other people. We've had all of this wonderful opportunity to do this and add to our business. And now, on top of that, we're adding a whole photographic and video element to that as well. We've recorded videos and done video creation for online trainers before, but we're now going to be doing this more focused in sporting events. And we're going to upskill our streamers and our coaches, our stream team and our coaches, to use cameras to take great photos, to take great video content for the athletes and for the events that we're at. We did a book launch that we live streamed and we produced a video on it. We interviewed guests afterwards and it worked really, really well. I just wanted to share a little bit about that with you. So when you're at a powerlifting comp, or if you're watching one of our competitions that we're streaming or one of the events that we're streaming, come up and say hi to the stream team, wave across the banner or the barrier and just say, how are you doing? And know that these are young people that have come from incredibly challenging backgrounds, that have come out of communities that are really struggling in South Africa and have excelled and have really just become shining lights in their communities and for their families. They've excelled at what they do. They bring such wonderful energy and passion to the events. They are focused and they are committed, and we love it. And for me, what's really special is I get an opportunity to travel with my guys or to send them overseas. And hopefully, we're going to get to Tunisia to do the Africa Champs. We're holding thumbs for that, something that we would love to do. Hint, hint, wink, wink. And these are the wonderful things that we get to do. So we're here because of you guys, because of your support. We've been able to do that. And Emet Gyms covers the costs in many cases. In many cases, we get our accommodation taken care of, but in many cases, we're covering all of the costs. And it's something that we're happy to do because it brings experience to these amazing young people who wouldn't have the opportunity to travel, to fly, to go internationally, or just to travel around South Africa. So thank you for your support. Thank you for rocking up at the competition and being there and lifting and having fun. Thank you for every comment that you've shared. And we're really looking forward now to live streaming the South African Powerlifting Champs. We're leaving tomorrow for Potchefstroom, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to be live streaming the championships. And it's something that we're really proud of. We're something that we're very grateful for the opportunity to do. And we'll be in Potchefstroom on Sunday night after the lifting. We're all going to go there's a famous restaurant there for a T-bone steak that's a kilo, and I think it's about 140 Rand. Guys, it's like $7, $8. So absolutely fantastic. So thank you, guys. Just wanted to share this with you, let you know a little bit about Emet and our background, about our academy, our fantastic stream team, our amazing coaches, and everyone that's part of this family has come through some real challenges. And as Sean, they haven't let their circumstances hold them back. They haven't let the situation that they live in and that they see every night when they go home break them down. They're not choosing to go out onto the street and to drink and to use drugs and just to live a life that goes nowhere. It's very difficult in that environment to break that mindset, to believe that there's an opportunity, to have hope and perseverance and resilience, that you want to work towards a better life. And we're very fortunate. We're very grateful that we can be a little bit, in a tiny way, a little bit of a guide and a mentor for these amazing young people, and to show them that you just have to keep on it. You know, going through difficulty is an incredible gift because it makes you stronger. We know in this amazing powerlifting community of ours, and in any athlete who commits to sport, it's the hard work, it's the pain, it's the struggle, it's the difficulty. That's when we grow, that's when we evolve, and that's when we become the very best versions of ourselves. And that's the intention behind Emet Academy and Emet Media. Please let us have your comments. Anything you'd like to know, leave a message. And we'd love to share it with the coaches and with our stream team. Plus, we want you guys to join us on Thursday when we go live with the South African Powerlifting Championships. And that's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be bringing it to you live on the Emet Media channel. Thank you for joining us from the Emet Media studio here in Johannesburg. My name is Nicholas Single. Boss, we love you guys.